Welcome to IT Services Training. Keystone Jack Repair Tools and Terms. Before going into the actual repair demonstration, you need to understand the tools and terms that we use when describing network cabling. A Keystone jack is part of a standardized modular jack and plug combination used for network connectivity at the device end of a circuit. The Keystone jack is a wall plate mounted snap-in portion of that combination. To repair a Keystone jack, you'll need to have a few tools on hand. Electrician's scissors, a punch-down tool with a 110 cutting blade, a Keystone jack punch-down stand, a cable tester, and possibly a jack termination tool. Electrician scissors are used for stripping the sheath from a Category 6 cable, as well as for trimming excess copper conductors from jacks and other installations. The punch-down tool is the primary tool for making good connections between copper conductors and the Keystone jack terminal. Its blade has a crosspiece that presses the wire between the metal posts. It also has a cutting edge that trims excess copper after punching down the wire. The punch-down table is a fixture that holds the cable and the jack stationary so that the technician can work on a stable work surface. The cable tester is a necessary part of the jack repair toolkit. This instrument can indicate the condition of a cable, working, disconnected, broken conductor, or other condition. Sometimes it is necessary to entirely replace a Keystone jack. When there are several jacks that need replacing, the jack termination tool can speed up the process. With it, a technician can punch down all 8 conductors at once. There are several groupings of terms in the networking world. We'll go over just a few to get you started. First, we'll discuss cable categories. Modern networking cable has 4 pair of individually insulated conductors contained inside an insulating sheath. The data carrying capability of a category of cable is denoted by its category. The most recent category of networking cable in use at Georgia Southern is Category 6. You may hear Category 5 or 5E mentioned by some networking professionals. These categories preceded Category 6 and are no longer in use. Networking and telecommunications use many different jack types. The most common have the prefix RJ, which stands for Registered Jack. The designation of a jack defines the physical construction, wiring, and signal characteristics for a particular application. Ethernet over twisted pair in use at Georgia Southern uses the RJ45. The jack may also be referred to as 8P, 8C, or 8 positions, 8 connectors. You will also hear several other terms as you work with networking team members. Here are a few of those terms. Wall plate is the plate onto which a Keystone jack snaps and then is mounted to an electrical box inside a wall. A home run is a single Category 6 cable that extends from the wall plate all the way back to the patch panel without a break. The patch panel is a piece of networking equipment that the Category 6 cable connects to inside the wiring closet, through which the connections pass to the networking switch. A data drop is the location where a home run data cable is terminated on a Keystone jack. And a termination is the point at which a data cable attaches to a connecting device, such as a jack or a patch panel. Now, let's move on to talking about the properties of the network cable. We've already mentioned that Ethernet networking operates over 8-conductor unshielded twisted pair copper cable and uses an RJ45 plug and jack combination. Let's discuss some of the other properties of Cat6 cabling that are important when repairing Keystone jacks. When you remove the outer sheath of a Cat6 cable, you will see 4 pairs of twisted, color-coded wires. The number of twists per unit of distance is a major determinant factor of the classification of a network cable. Category 6 cables have roughly 5 twists per inch. It's very interesting to note that each pair has a slightly different number of twists per inch. There are electrical noise reasons for this difference. There's nothing wrong with the cable. The color of the conductors in a network cable are very important. The color scheme allows technicians to know which conductors are the same at both ends of the cable. Colored pairs of conductors must be arranged in a certain pattern that corresponds to the 568 standard as defined by the Telecommunications Industry Association. There are 2 schemes detailed in this standard, 568A and 568B. Georgia Southern uses the 568B scheme. You will see an example of this color scheme for on-campus cabling in the demonstration video in this series. The color of the outside insulator of a Category 6 cable is important too. Georgia Southern assigns a particular color of the sheath to a function. Purple Cat6 cables are used for audio-visual data drops. Blue Cat6 cables are used for standard network data drops. This video has been an introduction to the tools, terms, and concepts related to the installation and repair of data networking cabling. It has been intended as a jumpstart to get you started. In the second video of this series, you will see these elements in action. By no means is this a complete description of this field of work. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask. Don't make assumptions that may introduce errors and problems into the networking installation.